many of 2023 Formula 1 cars' engine cover, has sparked curiosity because of its substantial size and the form it takes. For such a long time, what is known as the airbox area of a Formula 1 car has always been minimal, simple, svelte, with a teardrop taper rearward, and takes up a form of a slight delta upwards. This new form of rooted heat extraction was seen last year by Red Bull Racing, AlphaTauri, and McLaren, but it was no way as aggressive as this year's. This season, however, it has taken a revolutionary shape. It is just about opposite to what is a Formula 1 airbox with an air scoop at the very top. It is not minimal anymore, more the contrary, quite the opposite of being simple, no taper, and whatever's left of it being delta is now gone or even inverted. Here is a possible reason why it is being designed this way. What they are aiming to achieve is to get more control over heat extraction from the engine bay instead of relying on even more louvers. With this design, they could route heat from the engine and position it in targeted areas of the car. This heat extraction would be targeted to areas that is least disruptive to fundamental parts of the car, so it could perform its task in making as much downforce as possible. Since elements of a Formula 1 car's rear section is completely based on downforce, the regulations have made a small window of opportunity that can be targeted by this design. This area would be a large gap between the rear wing elements and the beam wings below it. They have placed its outlets carefully between the two just above the beam wing, but its cross-section is in close proximity, so its heat spread will not interfere with the rear elements. This would be impossible to achieve with louvers that are mounted further forward. Louvers are usually inclined along the direction of a vehicle. When they vent heat, it is difficult to get them to avoid sections that are sensitive to aerodynamic changes that are important for performance. This new engine cover design is formed around an area where the engine cover airflow usually does not interfere much other than around low drag to gain a cleaner path for airflow to the rear wing. The area's lack of influence is also why, occasionally, it is the chosen area where they mount ventilation. Its usually narrow and aerodynamic shape limits this participation. This new engine cover design is quite the opposite. Its more substantial aerodynamic shape conveniently hides from the halo's mounting points and forms smoothly rearward, in the direction of the airflow, ending in that sweet spot between the rear wing elements and just above the beam wings. Teams that are using this design have taken advantage of its substantial dimension and formed the shape that would influence airflow from on top towards the rear wing in order to further enhance rear wing performance.